how to interpret the answers. That's my title for it. And I'd gotten it because the North Shore Consortium's looking for an executive director, and they'd gotten it, and they gave copies to me as one of the members of the executive board, but they only did the odd copy, the odd pages. So I had made copies for you, but then I thought, well, that's kind of silly because you probably asked me where pages 2, 4, and 6 are, and I couldn't tell you. But I called MASC, and they said that when they come out to the training, that's standard fare for the committee, so they'll have that. And my sense is we should get the committee going, or at least named, and have an organizational meeting, so once this thing starts to click, remember we've got vacation next week, and then we're back at the end of February, we're into March, and we're going. I think you want this committee named and ready to go, so when they come in there, they can start in the beginning of March.
So we really should, if possible, select most of the members tonight.
Right, right. Let's start with what we do know. We know there's 2 school committee members.
Yeah.
Cliff and I.
Yeah.
You're still there, right, Cliff? You're interested? All right. And we have an administrator, John Bernard.
Town official is Greg. Is Greg gonna do the superintendent search committee, Sean, do you know?
I believe so.
Okay, that's what I was under the impression too. I think he said he was.
Sean or Greg, and I said, one's on the building committee and one's coming to the search.
Student rep, right?
And we know the student rep,
John Murray.
And we know the teachers, and I made a mistake. It's 2 elementary teachers, both from the little school.
Let's go for Little.
Yeah. And I forget their names. I know you sent them to me.
I can go get them if you want.
No, that's right. And then Eric Foreman representing the middle and high school.
Right.
So I am disappointed that we didn't have more
More teachers
representation.
joining. I know. I'm
from-
kind of surprised, actually.
We
Well, it's
spec-
not for lack of discussion, this
No.
has been an open issue
Right.
for many months,
Right.
discussed in different venues, so, but I'm happy that those who
You
did
got 3.
volunteer
Right.
are
Yes.
actually committed to doing this.
If we were hoping for more broader representation, so we're appreciative of those 3. What we don't have is a community rep. But I would ask, what we have are additional parents.
Right. We have 5 parents, correct?
Yeah.
Who've applied for 3
Yes.
parent positions. So we got no one from community rep and no one from non-instructional staff, correct?
Correct. But I had another request for the non-instructional staff.
Okay.
So I'll hit on that. We have another administrator who's interested. Sean Colleen would like to serve on the committee. And we do have the opening, not under administrator, but we do have a non-instructional staff. That's from somebody who works in our system.
That's fine. It's fine with me.
You okay with
We're
putting
fine
Sean
with
in
that.
there?
Yeah.
All right.
So right now we have 5 parents who've expressed interest, right? How many do we cut that down? Now, we have a student rep is 1, we have 3 teachers, that's 4. We have John Bernard as administrator, that's 5. 2 school committee is 7. Greg Balcones is 8. Non-instructional staff, Sean Colleen is 9. So we need to have 4 of the 5 parents because we need an odd number. 13, we can't have, well, we could have an even number.
Well,
We could.
Community, right?
We don't have a community rep.
What if we use one of the parents?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah,
Right.
so I was thinking, we were gonna have a committee of 13, why not just let all 5 parents who expressed interest and have all 5 of them, we'll have 14 on the committee. I don't think we're gonna have a close vote where it's 7
No,
to
I
7.
don't think it's gonna.
And all they're doing is recommending a group.
Right, a group. They're recommending.
It's not voting down
right,
to
that's
1.
right.
Right, they're recommending a group of 5 or 6 semi-finalists that we'll see.
Right.
Right.
So it's not, it's gonna be a split vote. I'm gonna send us about a half a dozen, 6 to 8.
Well, since that's all we could manage to get
I
to
think
volunteer.
Right, I think
So I'll read,
we need the names of the little school teachers though, or do we?
we
to-
can,
To approve that?
I think we could approve them, the 2 little school teachers
And
that
Keith has the
submitted.
names, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Keith definitely, because he
I have the
emailed it
names,
to
yeah.
me.
Oh, okay, all right.
And I just, so I'm gonna read it to the record, the parents, with much appreciation to the parents who are willing to volunteer a lot of time, in a short amount of time.
Yes.
Great. Marcy Bailey, Laurie Smith, Michelle Reardon, I'm gonna get Jessica's name wrong, Jessica Uzanga, and Christy Perone. They have children in all the elementary schools, middle school, and a couple of high schools, so it's a nice representation. And Jessica is a middle school principal as well.
Right.
So
That's a good combination.
That's a nice combination. So someone wanna make a motion?
I'm making you make a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the superintendent's, what's it called exactly? I want to get it right here.
Screening,
committee.
search committee.
Superintendent's search committee to be made up of 5 parents, 1 student rep, 3 teachers, 1 administrator, 2 school committee members, 1 town official, and 1 non-instructional staff, for a total of 14.
And the non-instructional staff.
And the
is-
non-instructional staff is Sean Colleen,
Colleen
who's
and
principal of, administrator and principal at the Batchelor School. And we'll get Cindy all the names, so she can put them into the minutes. So that's my motion.
And as student rep is Jonathan.
All right, student rep Jonathan Murray.
Yeah.
School committee is Cliff and Maureen, and the high school principal is John Bernard. And the 2 teachers are 2 from the little school, and Dr. Manville has their names, I don't have them in front of me, and then Eric Foreman representing the middle school and high school.
And Greg's.
And Greg Balakonis.
And Greg Balcone is town administrator.
I second the motion.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Yes,
And,
thanks to everybody for volunteering.
I'll coordinate with you, Dr. Manville, gathering contact information,
Yep.
and I'll send him out a nice cute thank you letter, and we'll get a date going.
A lot of work, though, might have to do cupcakes and other types of
Yes,
things.
well, we can
Lots
maybe
of
have
meetings.
cupcakes now.
I know we can.
Cupcakes, no, David's
Dr. Manville, I
gone.
think, will allow us to sneak in cupcakes, I don't know.
David is,
Right.
down.
Round of cupcakes.
I like those big sheet
We did it
cakes.
anyway,
Yeah, the
because
sheet
we're a
cakes,
defiant
ooh.
bunch.
That can be done.
Okay,
Just a board.
MSBA, school building committee?
School calendar.
Oh,
Oh.
poor Dr. Manville, he
I
didn't
know, he didn't
realize when he
realize.
stepped in
Exactly.
with the calendar issue. I think your administrators
All right.
set you up.
I've got your back, don't worry.
Well, yes and no. Yes and no.
Every year, David tried so hard to get us to start school before Labor Day.
But he's not trying
But
that.
I'm not asking you to start school
No.
before Labor Day.
One day earlier.
I was going to ask you to start school before Labor Day, but I was warned that
would never
just
pass.
for an interim position, it wasn't worth the abuse. You have 2 calendars in there. One is the traditional calendar where everybody comes back after Labor Day. And in this case, Labor Day is, I believe, the 6th. So that would bring the teachers back for orientation on the 7th, and the kids would come back on the 8th. That's the first calendar you have there. And the last day of school would be the 27th of June. You can see that one of the reasons you pick up so many days from the last day, that's the 185th day, excuse me. You pick up 3 or 4 days is because Christmas, New Year's, and Good Friday Christmas and New Year's are both on Saturday, and Good Friday falls in April vacation, so they're not days that you have to make up in the school calendar. And you had, the whole calendar's there, including the change in the start hours for the elementary school. You see the batch, now it's the late school, and the Hood and Little School are the early schools. Then the other calendar I asked you to consider,
Nice colored one.
Yes.
yeah, wanted to be that big and nice.
Very good in marketing there, Dr. Manville. And the one he wants approved is beautiful colors, and then the one he doesn't like is this crappy black and white.
right, yeah.
Very good, Dr. Manville.
We don't need to look outside
Yeah.
for marketing, no? We're good.
Well, what we would like you to consider, you know, is
So
bringing
considered.
the staff back the Wednesday before Labor Day, which is September 1st. Now contractually, you can do it, since you can't have them come back before September 1st. And that would be their orientation day, meeting day, set up your classroom day, just like it is now. The second day, would be a professional development day. and we would trade that off for the day in the original calendar that is October 8th.
Okay.
October 8th disappears, it becomes September 2nd. And then we're closed on the 3rd, and everybody has a nice 4-day Labor Day weekend, and then the kids come back on the 7th. So the kids are coming back after Labor Day. Kindergarten would actually start on the 9th. You'd have the 7th and the 8th would be the pre-K and kindergarten orientation. And then you go through the regular year, and your 185th day there is the 21st, which gives you a lot more flexibility than you certainly would have now. I have given a copy of the calendar to the Teachers Association. They didn't say that they had any real problems with it. I think what it does is the administration likes it because you're going to have a full day professional development before school starts, and you can take what's presented in professional development the day before school starts and immediately integrate it in the classroom. You then probably would take the other professional development day, which is tentatively scheduled in the first calendar in May, and move it up to the beginning of the second semester.
I hear you. And you
Actually-
make a nice argument. I'm curious that the teachers didn't respond, because my sense is a lot of them wouldn't like coming back before Labor Day. And I only say that because as a family, I know that's when we vacation all the way up to Labor Day, and there's got to be other people that do that. It's traditional summer schedule that if you rent or you own a cottage, you're
You need a
messing
motion.
it up.
I move that we approve the calendar that says September 8th start.
You have a second? No second? I can't. Okay.
So let's keep
So let's
discussing.
hear it.
We can still discuss it.
It's too bad Jerry's not here.
Can we have to approve this tonight, actually, without Jerry here?
When's the deadline for the calendar?
Whenever you want.
Okay. We don't need to take a vote.
Because I actually like this idea, although I do have questions about the staff's attitude about coming back before Labor Day.
Well, this would give us time.
However, I'll tell you what I will tell you what I like about it. If you take out the snow days under start the 7th calendar, if there were no snow days, which we haven't had any this year yet, I believe, you could potentially get out of school on the 14th of June, which I think is pretty good.
Yeah.
Under the other calendar, the earliest you could get out is the 20th. So we are talking about a week's difference here. And I don't have a problem with starting school on the 7th, the day after Labor Day.
Students starting on the 7th.
Right.
I
Teachers
don't
starting
either.
on the 1st.
However,
I wanna know what the teachers.
I want to
can.
know, because the last thing I want to do is have an unhappy group of teachers who are coming back early.
Yeah, they may already.
And I don't really want to do that to them. So, I mean, if they were like oh yeah, this is great because they're looking at possibly getting out of school the 14th, the teachers are gung-ho for it. But I
'Cause it
have
only
a
affects
concern
them.
about that. Well, it affects the administrators too, but they're a much smaller
Yeah,
group.
they work the full year.
And they work all summer
They
anyway.
work the full year,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Now,
Okay.
you said you communicated to the
I
teachers
gave, to
association?
the association, I
Right.
gave the association a copy of both calendars and just told them that I was gonna put them in the packet for discussion tonight. And, if they had any reaction, they should let me know. I didn't hear anything back, but I certainly can track that down tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
we'll
table it.
table it till
Till
next,
the
but
next
in the
meeting.
Okay.
meantime, Dr. Manville, can you ask them to specifically poll their teachers? Tell
Sure.
them we're interested in knowing if they've got a majority of teachers wanting to
Absolutely.
go along.
You said contractually we can do this though, correct?
Yes, yes,
Before the 1st, the contract says they don't go back before
before
September
the
1st.
first.
Okay. So we'll take it up at the next meeting.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get more input. All right. Calendar. What else do we have?
Oh, we have this.